community, and we have a lot of people in our community that we have to meet them where they're at right now. So we still have a core number of safety net services, and then we have initiatives in terms of our breaking the cycle of poverty. So we do not follow that.
Okay, thank you, Dawn. I see we have another question here from Rosandria. Let me unmute you, and you should be able to go ahead and ask your question. Hi.
Hi. I was wanting to know, how are you able to publish results that are not, I want to say, positive? Because all of your results won't be. There will be some negatives as the programs are being implemented.
Absolutely, and that's a really, really good question. Well, first of all, we publish our results as an aggregate, so you'll always have the outliers that may bring your results down, but the overall result is typically somewhere in the middle. It's like that bell curve. We typically end somewhere at the top of the bell curve. That's number one. Number two, this past year, our food pantries have gotten some very negative results. That, to us, is very powerful in terms of PR because what we need to say is our basic needs programs are suffering. The clients that are coming in are not getting a 3 to 5 day food supply that's adequate for them. The food pantries are too busy that they don't have anyone that they can assigned to give resource referrals to, so their resource referral numbers are down. So we've been using it to our advantage to say that, you know, things like basic needs programming need more money, basically.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you, Don. We have another question here from Darla. You can go ahead and ask your question now, Darla.
Okay. I'm in Peoria, Illinois, and you've done a wonderful job. I wanted to say thank you because this has really helped us. We're in the middle of our strategic planning and developing some outcomes for our issue areas as well. And when we're talking about, you know, the process evaluation and so forth and developing an outcome measurement for each specific program, it gets really hard, you know, to be broad in general, you know, for 20-some programs.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you know exactly when maybe you're sitting round table like you spoke of earlier? Do they set the percentage of or numbers in that outcome measurement tool that they you know, for their goals? Or
yes.
How is that applied? Or does the United Way guide that?
Well, what happens is because we don't know what the basis is going to be when we start the project, it takes the first year for us to come up with a benchmarking number. And then the organizations have to set their performance standards based on that benchmark number. So if 85% of the kids on average were saying that they had goals and plans for the future or were going to graduate from high school, then that would be the benchmark number. And the organizations would have to set their number according to that benchmark number. So whether it was 85% or 87% or 90%, and that would really be their performance standard. Does that answer your question?
It sure does.
Okay, good.
And so let's say you have 10 programs, you know, providing you with different data and different information. So you're taking maybe overall at the end of that year the highest percentage?
We're taking the average. So if someone got 65% but someone got 99%, then it would be the average of all of those organizations and what that number is. Because we obviously can't expect everyone to get a 99% rating, and we don't want to set it at 65% because that's the lowest number. So we take that bell. We take the top of the bell.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. Next, excuse me. We have a question from Caitlin Stidwell, and she's asking, Dawn, are you using the media to tell your story of community impact, and if so, how?
Yes, we absolutely are. Luckily, we have an amazing marketing and communications department here who completely and totally understands community impact and the power of the work that we do on this side of the coin to raise funds. So I'm not sure that I can tell you how they do it because I'm not in that area, but I will tell you that every single solitary talking point that we have and every story that we do talks about community impact, community outcomes, and the work that we're doing with our organizations to collect data. And I don't know how they do that, but they sure do a good job of it.
That's great. Caitlin, if you'd like to ask a follow-up question, you can go ahead and do that. Okay, let's see here. Do we have any other questions? Please don't be bashful, as you all can tell. Dawn is very happy to answer your questions.